guys, welcome to today's yoga break. I'm Ashley, and today our quick class is going to be all about the hips. So if you are feeling a little tight throughout your hip region, this is going to be a great few minutes flow here to help target that. All right, so I'm going to try to cover a lot in a short amount of time, so we're going to move a little bit faster. Remember, you can always redo this sequence to complete your practice or add a few sun salutations onto it or do some free flowing, or if you only have a few minutes, this can be your whole practice, okay? So we're going to start on our bottoms, and if you have a mat or a block, if you have a block, you might want to grab it. It can come in handy with some of the poses a little bit later. All right, to get started, we're going to start out in bound angle with our feet pushed together. Whatever feels comfortable here as far as how far away your feet are from your pelvis. Just find that stretch. Nice breaths here. And as you get started, and especially if this is your first time moving today, really bring yourself to the mat and into this few minutes with yourself. Give yourself time to connect. Okay, so inhale. I want you to exhale, hinge a little bit at the hip just to deepen everything. It doesn't have to be extreme. Hands can be placed in front of you if you want. Inhale, exhale, slight hinge, and you're hinging at the hips here. You shouldn't be rounding. So if your hinge is just a little bit, that's totally fine. And release up. I want you to inhale, pull up that right knee. Exhale, push it down. Inhale, exhale. Just open it up just a little bit. Inhale, exhale. And the same thing on the other side. You can even apply some pressure onto that right leg. Very controlled though. And listen to your body. Your hips know what's going on. So you don't have to push them harder than they need to be pushed. Breathe. Nice job. And let's, keeping your both sit bones down here, take a deep inhale. Reach and exhale, hinge forward. Shoulders back. Maybe add a slight rock with your upper body, just to see how it feels. And release up. Okay, so before we get into the main flow, we're going to 90-90 our legs here, seated. So each leg should roughly be at a 90-degree angle to your torso. But if that's too much and you need to bend one of these legs, or bring it closer, totally fine. Okay, so facing that right leg, you're going to inhale, exhale, bend forward, and then just slowly crossing your arms over, walk around. And then as you face your left, sit up straight and tall with a long spine, and just add a little bit of a twist. Coming back to center, windshield wiper your legs over. So you're 90 degrees, just same thing, opposite side. Fold over that left leg, and then walk. Tall twist over that right side. And then coming back to center, arms out forward. Let your legs just windshield wiper, just a little bit more. And you might feel your bottom squeezing, or scooting, sorry, as you do that, but. And then back to center, feet together. And you should be able to feel by now even just a little bit more openness through your hip and pelvis region. Okay, so a little warm up there. Here's what we're going to do. Take our first downward facing dog. Walk it out here to start. If this is your first time moving, you might feel a little bit tight. Okay, we're going to start with our right side. So right leg is going to come up. I want you to bend that knee, right knee, and just rotate that right leg around. Big circles, switch directions, just kind of play around with it right here. Really reach to get everything opened up and stretched out. Okay, extend that right leg up and pull that leg forward. You might draw outside of your hands, so readjust if you need to. We're coming into lizard. This is uncomfortable. You can drop that left knee down, whatever feels right for you. Taking that right hand to deepen that stretch a little bit, you're going to push on that right knee to open it up just a little more, and breathe here. Inhale, exhale it out. Release that leg, plant that hand on the outside of your right foot, and then scoot that right foot to center. Drop that back knee if it's not already dropped. If you need a towel or something under there if you're uncomfortable on your knees. And you're gonna sweep up here into a low lunge. Now you're keeping your pelvis neutral, so you don't wanna tuck and you don't wanna tilt. Just keep your pelvis the way your pelvis is supposed to be. Don't overly go in either direction. Pulling forward, hips are square to the front. Inhale, exhale, push back. Dropping those hips, again, staying neutral into a half split. So you can put your hands down here if you have blocks. Place them on either side. You want to keep a flat back here. So if you feel yourself rounding, try to correct that. Pulling your shoulders back. Nice job. Plant those hands beside your feet. Your right foot, sorry. And you're going to drop that right leg down into pigeon on your right side. So in pigeon, if this is a struggle for you, you might want to put a block under your hips here. You want to keep your hips square to the front of your mat. So if you feel yourself starting to open this way, you want to readjust. So if your pigeon has to be up this high to keep your hips square, then have it up that high. If your pelvic floor isn't hugging the ground, I don't know if you can see, that's okay, right? And if you need to bend that back leg to help find that space, bend that back leg, okay? So here we are in our pigeon. If you're more advanced in your practice, you can even try putting this right leg up on a block to deepen into that pose, just like that. Okay, so hold it here, breathe, keeping that pelvis, or keeping your hips forward, nice and open. Breathe, roll those left toes under, plant your hands, push up, downward facing dog. Nice job. So we're gonna do that whole thing on the left side. Okay, left leg opens, knee bends, nice rotation, opening everything up on that left side. Extend, pull forward, plant just to the outside of your left hand. Inhale, exhale, pushing into that left knee, opening up here your lizard. That right knee can drop if you need it to. Scoot that left foot in, drop that right knee. Hands sweep up, low lunge. Pelvis is neutral here, hips are square to the front of the mat. Inhale, exhale, drop those hips back into your half split. Nice job. Plant those hands by your left foot. Lift up slightly and drop your left leg and find your pigeon. And you might notice that your left side is tighter than your right, or vice versa, or your leg positioning of that front leg is different. Totally normal. Okay, find your pigeon. Hips are pulling forward. A nice little challenge is to tuck your right toes under and lift that extended knee and see how that feels throughout your hip region. That little bonus stretch. Breathe. Hands plant. Inhale, push up, exhale, back, downward facing dog. Nice job. Walk it out here. Feels so good. All right, take that right leg, pull through, plant somewhere at the top of your mat. You're gonna reposition yourself anyway. So we're gonna find a wide-legged forward fold, whatever feels right here for you. So we're gonna start with a little bit of motion in the back and forth of our hips, slightly bending your knees. Okay, then we're gonna drop to the right. Okay, and if your heel needs to lift, that's fine. If you can flatten your foot, that's great. If this is difficult on you for any reason, you can put a block or two under your bottom to help with the balance. Whatever you need to do. Inhale, exhale, shoot to the other side here. Nice job. Hands release up to the middle. Scoot those feet in slightly farther than hip width apart. Inhale, and as you exhale here, drop down into your yogi squat, one of my favorites. If this does not feel great, again, you can put that block under your bottom. Hands at prayer. Okay, and we're going to end here, holding it. A couple deep breaths. Inhale, exhale long. Inhale, exhale long. Nice job. And if you want to come all the way down to your bottom and spend your final breath seated, or you can return to bound angle. And just really show yourself some gratitude for the work you just did. That was a fast-paced flow compared to some of my other ones, and we tried to cram a lot in those few minutes. So it's really awesome you guys showed up and did the work today. I mean, even if it seems like it's not that long, it still means a ton. And feel free to go back through the flow, add to it, and really listen to what your body needs today. So awesome job showing up. You guys did great. One last inhale. Exhale. Namaste.